Hello and welcome to Stories, the True and the Fictional, the variety show that revolves around one central theme: stories and the people that tell them. If you haven't done so already, hit subscribe and ring that notification bell. And hey, if you're feeling up for it, leave a comment down below, let us know you subscribed, and we will give you a shout out.
All right, well, what we're going to do is we're going to get into the icebreakers, which are questions we ask all of our guests. So just 5 simple questions, and then we'll get into all about yourself and your career and your books and everything like that. So sure. I'm just working out I'm going to take the first one because my favorite question is number 3, and Jamie has no control over me telling that question. So, okay. All right, if you could get rid of one thing in this world, what would it be?
I was going to talk about, wars and peace in the world and all that, but I thought I'd talk about cane toads.
Yes.
I hate cane toads. And here in Brisbane, it's still quite hot. We're still getting the sort of tropical weather, and we've had so much rain this summer, and there are bloody cane toads everywhere. And I've got 2 dogs, got a Labrador and a Spoodle pup, and I've got to go outside into our backyard at night time with a torch and a weapon, a stabbing utensil. I think I've killed about 5 cane toads in the last 2 nights with a metal rake, which is nice and sharp, because they're bloody dangerous. If they spit at your dogs, they can kill your dog. So we can't even take our dogs out to the backyard to go to the toilet without being threatened by these killer cane toads. If the world could eradicate the cane toad, it would be a better place.
100%. They should start paying you guys to kill them up there. The amount of cane toads you get.
Well, I know up north, up in the tropics, they kill them by the millions and they bag them up and turn them into fertilizer.
Well, there you go.
But they're making way down south, and they'll be down in your way before you know it.
No, we get enough of them during the state of origin. We don't want any more. Jamie, state of origin is football.
I'm aware.
Football.
Rugby league. I'm a round ball football fan.
Oh, you're a soccer fan?
Yes.
Yeah. The real football.
Yeah. So who's your favourite club locally in FC in England Premier League?
Oh, Brisbane Roar, of course, here in the A League, and in the Premier League, I'm a bit of a fence sitter. My son likes Man U, but I'm a bit of a fence sitter. Whoever's winning, I like Man United at the moment. Man City.
Well, I support Leicester because a lot of my family come from that area up there. So, but the most important question about soccer is, do you like Ted Lasso? Have you watched that yet?
No, I haven't. I've heard about it, but I haven't watched it yet.
Absolutely fantastic soccer show.
Okay, I'll have to check it out.
It's really good. If you want to laugh and you want to it's pretty spot on with the Premier League over there, and in terms of rules and stuff like that, and they have to pay a lot of money to actually get stuff shot on the fields over there.
Yeah, I bet.
Because the Premier League's like, we don't want anything other than soccer games played on here, So you'll have to check it out.
And of course, let's not even talk about the Socceroos after their disaster against Japan earlier this week. Yeah. Anyway,
I only follow English soccer. I'm a bit of a trader there. I only follow a bit of the Premier League.
No, I remember the glory days because my thing that I like to say that I love is when I was a kid, I played for the same club that Mark Schwarzer did, but 10 years after, kind of thing.
What club was that?
It was called Colo, so it was a local, kids club kind of thing.
Yep. Okay.
But,
cool.
That's your claim to fame, Jamie.
That's my claim to fame.
I mean, you live up bush in the mountains.
I've met a few celebrities, I fished Will Arnett, but same club as Schwarzer.
Well, I'm glad this is not the interview with Jamie podcast. So we'll keep those stories for another time.
Well, Jack, tell us something on your bucket list.
I had to think about this one, but I reckon I'd probably jump out a perfectly good plane and go skydiving. It's something I've never had the guts to do, or bungee jumping. They're 2 of the things I'd always said that if I was on a show like The Mole or Survivor and I had to do it, if I was motivated to do it, I would. But yeah, they're definitely the 2 things. Jumping out of something high towards the ground at a fast rate of knots is on my bucket list.
So are you afraid of heights, or I couldn't do it. I'm absolutely terrified of heights. So Is that just something, or you just haven't had a chance to get around to it?
Yeah, look, I'm a bit of a wuss. I probably have had a chance to do bungee jumping when I was up in Cairns a number of years ago, but I bailed because I didn't really have to. It was kind of a choice. But I think it's one of those things. If I really had to, and the world was watching, I probably would do it. But I'm not. I'm okay with heights, but I think bungee jumping and jumping out of a plane is kind of next level. So definitely that's something I'd like to do before I leave this earth.
Okay, look, well, when the next book comes out, okay, we'll do it live from the inside of a plane, and then you'll have people. I mean, I think we're up to about 1,200 watches now, so you'll have people watching, and then you'll have to jump out of the plane, and there we go. We'll help you with the bucket list.
Yeah, that's another definition of a book launch. I'll launch myself out of a plane. How's that sound?
Exactly. I love it. No, that's a good one because the good thing about having you on as an Australian is most of the people we talk to say that their bucket list is to come to Australia. So we were guaranteed to get a different answer from you either way.
Yeah.
So
well, with all the COVID restrictions, that's also on my bucket list is to actually leave Australia for a while.
Oh, I'll tell you what, my old man's he's a caravaner. He's retired. He caravans. He's currently in week 2 of a 47-week caravan trip around Australia. First one since COVID dropped. And he couldn't have been happier. So I definitely agree with that.
Right.
Excellent. All right, next question. This is the one where I always tell people that we're going to judge very harshly on. But you're a former detective, so I might go easier on you because you might my greatest fear is to ever go to jail. So I don't want to help you fulfill that wish, that fear of mine. So please tell us what now we split the original question is, what is the greatest sitcom ever made? I split it into what do you think is the greatest sitcom ever made? And if it's different, what is your favorite sitcom?
Well, I have to say the same for both questions. Happy Days.
Happy Days, yeah.
Happy Days with the Fonz. It just brings back great childhood memories. And every time I hear that theme song of that, the starting theme song, I just love it. I think for me, that's the best.
Cool. It's definitely a good one. I grew up on it too. I remember Saturday afternoons. I think it used to be around 5:30 in the afternoon, just before the news. Mum and Dad would let us sit down and watch it, because it'd keep us quiet while the news was on. And I absolutely agree. And look at what we got. One of the greatest directors and producers of Ron Howard out of it. He's done some amazing movies, and obviously Henry Winkler. You can't go wrong there.
Yeah.
But, Robin Williams from Mork and Mindy. Great launch pad for a lot of different stars.
And back in the old days when they used to film in front of a live studio audience, it was actually a real audience, and just the performances and hearing that audience laugh at the key moments, just something special about that show.
100%, and you don't even see that nowadays, even with shows that sound like it is. It's all just canned laughter from a computer. You know what I mean? You don't get that anymore. So great answer. They're very, very good. Passed with flying colours.
Excellent.
Cool. All right, the time for the fun one. Do you have a zombie apocalypse plan up there in Brisbane?
Well, I thought about this. If there's one guy that if I ever had to go on a zombie apocalypse with it, it's my niece's partner. He's an ex-soldier and he's also a pig hunter. So he's got this cabin that's made out of 2 shipping containers, and he's turned it into like a hunter's cabin. And it's up on a hill in kind of a remote countryside out near the Blue Mountains. It's beautiful country, cattle country, and it's up high with a magnificent view. You'd see any zombies coming. You got a 360-degree view, and he's the man I'd want to be with. So we'd pack up our family and our pets and go and hunker down in this cabin. There's plenty of weapons up there, so I reckon that's where I'd feel safe, being hiding behind him.
There you go.
You're set.
I think that's the best answer we've had. I mean, I used to say I'd go to Bunnings, and you're finally a guest that actually understands what Bunnings is. I'm trying to describe it to some of the Americans and the UK listeners. They've got no idea, but no, that's I mean, why not take advantage of that?
Yeah, absolutely.
That's a great answer. And the final one, this is another good one we love. So you've just received a call from Elon Musk. He calls up. He's just invented an electric time machine. What do you do and where do you go? He wants you to test drive it.
Yeah, I thought about that. I've actually written a 4th book, which is getting released later this year. It's different to the normal crime stuff I write. It's a historical speculative fiction with a bit of time travel in it. It goes back to the past, to a historical event. So I've often sort of daydreamed about going back in the past, but I'm figuring I'd love to go into the future, and I'd like to go into the distant future, say 1,000 or even 2,000 years into the future, and then we become the ancients. I'd love to know what the world's going to be like if hopefully the planet is still around by then, and what the future humans have evolved into, and how they consider us when they look back at us as the ancient humans, like we do to the Egyptians and the Romans. I would love to go that far into the future just to get a feel for what the world has become.
I think that's a very good idea. I think a lot of people go, "Oh, I want to go back to this time, back to this time," you know, because you sort of know, you know the different eras. But if you're jumping through to the future, it's a blind jump. You know what I mean? If you're going not even 100, like if you're going 500 to 1,000 years, it's a complete and utter blind jump. You've got no idea what's going to happen. You've got no idea who's going to be, if humans are still going to be around, and that's a big risk. You got to, now he does give you a little watch thing, so you got to make sure that you don't damage that, because that's how you get back. Otherwise, you could be there and be a prophet or something like that.
Could be the Planet of the Apes, could be a real thing. So I'd love to know where we become, or whether by then we've grown 2 heads and telepathic abilities. Who knows?
It'd be funny if you landed in a zoo when you got there.
Well, that's it. Who knows? Humans might even be in zoos 1,000 years from the future.
Yeah.
You know, we don't know who or what if we're still going to be running the world in 1,000 years. But I like that. That's a very good answer.